Fauci face diapers are the new ski mask. Hello, everyone. This is Adam with Fear No Evil, back with another Saturday security tip. And today we're talking about recognizing threat indicators or pre-attack indicators. I'll probably use those words interchangeably. They both mean the same thing. That they both mean that somebody might be up to no good, and you need to keep an eye on them. So if you're older or have serious health problems and you wear a mask, I'm not picking on you. But if someone's under 50 and in normal health and still voluntarily wearing a mask in public, either they're mentally damaged from the fear propaganda or they're a thug that's up to no good and they're trying to conceal their identity in pre-attack indicators so that they can commit a crime. You know, they used to wear the ski masks. Now they're wearing the Fauci face diapers to conceal their identity. So why is it important to recognize threat or pre-attack indicators? Well, the first reason is so you can explain yourself in a legally justifiable manner after a self-defense incident. Sometimes we just get a feeling and react. That's not the best way to do things. Can you imagine the police coming after you pepper sprayed somebody and kicked them and stomped them on the ground, and they ask you why you did that, and you say, well, it seemed like a creep. That's not going to work. You need to have specific things that you can list to say, I thought he was a threat because X, Y, and Z. It's also important to recognize threat or pre-attack indicators so you don't talk yourself out of a bad feeling. It's great to have intuitive insight into things and get a feeling, a gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. But sometimes we talk ourselves out of those things and we end up getting into trouble. But if you have logical reasons that you can articulate and list why you thought somebody was a threat, why you think they're up to no good, then you're going to be less likely to talk yourself out of it. So that'll keep you safer. And then lastly, why it's important to recognize threat or pre-attack indicators is so that you don't react to a threat when there isn't one. Not everybody that's carrying a gun is a threat. Yeah, surprising. Especially if they're like their pants fit properly and they have a belt, and they have quality holster, and they're acting like everybody else. They're acting normally. Maybe they're just a law-abiding citizen that chose to open carry that day. But I'm also chuckling because a few years ago I did some active killer prevention and response training for a group that got themselves some bad publicity because they treated somebody like a threat when they weren't. So we spent quite a while going over what a threat looks like or most of the time, and what a threat doesn't look like most of the time, how to recognize a good guy versus a bad guy. So it's important so you don't respond to a threat when there isn't one. You don't mind me looking over here to my teleprompter, do you? I'll do that a little bit. So criminals used to wear bandanas and ski masks when they were committing crimes to hide their identity and to cover pre-attack indicators. Today, thugs are taking advantage of the prevalence of face diapers to enable their criminal activity. It's funny, the bodegas in Philadelphia, the little corner stores used to have signs that said, if you have a mask on, you can't enter. And then the pandemic happened and they put a sign right next to it that says, unless you have your mask on, you can't come in. Why did they have the first sign up? Because they knew if somebody was concealing their identity and wearing a mask, they were probably up to no good. I thought that's humorous and ironic. So just recently, a woman in her 30s or 40s committed armed robbery at a news and tobacco store near my house while wearing a face mask and hoodie. Happened just a couple miles down the road. And something to keep an eye out for. So the next few... I'm reading notes and still getting tongue-tied. In the next few videos, we'll go from head to toe and learn about the possible signs of trouble that good people need to be aware of. But today we're talking about from the neck up, facial things and verbal things. We've already discussed that people hide their identities so they don't get caught by surveillance footage or witnesses. They hide with hats, hoodies, ski masks, medical masks, sunglasses, and other things. Does that mean the next time you see someone with a hat or sunglasses, you should call 911? No. But if it's appropriate to the setting or it goes along with, if it's not appropriate to the setting, or if it goes along with other suspicious behavior, wow, you might have a problem. I don't normally stutter. So I've been doing public speaking for years, and that's a fear for a lot of people. It's an entirely different thing. Like I'd much rather talk to a few hundred people right now than to stare at that little camera and have all this pressure of performing on camera. It's different. Trust me. So anyway, I was talking about keeping things in context. So a ski mask while you're skiing, hey, that's good. Ski mask in the bank, that's bad. Medical professional wearing a properly fitted N95 mask while they treat you is fine. Shady looking dude approaching you at the ATM with a cheap mask on, not so much. They cover their face. It could also be to hide pre-attack indicators. So they're not just trying to hide their identity, they're trying to hide pre-attack indicators. So what could those be? Well, flaring nostrils is one. I knew a police officer one time years ago outside of D.C. that back in the days when they still had hickory nightsticks, cracked a guy in the back of the head because he flared his nostrils. Why is that a pre-attack indicator? Well, they're trying to get their nostrils wide and take a deep breath to get all the oxygen in their body so they have energy for the exertion that they know is coming, which is the attack on you. So got to watch out for that. Abnormal facial expressions. I know what you're saying. No, I'm not going to try to model that. Jaw clenching. You can see tension in their face. They're sweating. They're heavy breathing. They're touching their nose, which could be a sign of deception, or they're trying to keep their cocaine where they want it. That could be a sign of trouble. Target glancing. So either they're focused on you or something on you that they want, or they're looking at the exit, or they're looking around for witnesses. Their target glancing could be an issue. And that's totally different than how a good person scans their environment. A good person will have their head up and they'll scan slowly, confidently. They'll make eye contact when other people do it. The criminals are, they try to keep their head down. They get their hat on or their hoodie. They're peeking up, taking quick little target glances. Big difference in how we maintain awareness. Staring. Somebody's giving you the look. Could be a problem. So there could also be verbal threat indicators such as yelling. You know what that sounds like, right? An angry tone. So we can tell the difference in dogs, right? We're not dogs, but we hear one dog barking like, hey, bark, bark, bark. Hey, come pay attention to me. Come pet me. Come throw my ball. Another, sounds like an absolute raging lunatic. And you can tell it wants to hurt you. So if we can tell the difference between dogs barking, we can tell the difference when people are using an angry tone and might mean us harm. Or, as something else, a verbal thing to look out for is they make a direct threat. You don't give me your money, I'm going to shoot you. You don't get out of here, I'm going to. So if somebody threatens you, please believe them and respond accordingly. Don't just discount it. I just dealt with an incident. Some guy showed up at a place of business, and he was angry about something. He said, I've been to jail, and I'll go back. If I come back here, y'all better have security. So he made some direct verbal threats, and fortunately, they took him seriously and called me, and we made sure that they were safe for the rest of the day. So threat indicators. Concealing somebody's identity. Whether it's they're worried about witnesses or cameras, or they're trying to cover threat indicators like flaring nostrils or a clenched jaw, or the fact that they've been doing so much meth that they don't have any teeth or whatever. Facial threat indicators, and then there's verbal indicators, threat indicators like yelling, an angry tone, direct threats, things you need to look out for. In the next videos, we'll cover threat indicators from the hands, the waistline, and feet, maybe some other things about clothing we'll talk about. Hope that's been helpful to you. If there's anything else I can do, contact me at fearnoevil.us. Hope you have a great week.